Okay, here is a question about traveling time. Okay, traveling time between 2 points. So, say on normal days, okay, Mr. Lee leaves home at 4 p.m. and he reaches school to pick up his son Andy at 5 p.m. His traveling time is always constant. His schedule is always the same. Start at 4 p.m. and the school ends at 5 p.m. So that is the same on normal days. Okay, and 1 hour to school and then 1 hour back home. So leave at 4 and then reach at 5 and then back at 6 p.m. Okay, that's normal day. But say one day, he also does the same, 4 to 5 and then back to 6. That is his standard schedule. But something different on this day. Okay, so what is the difference? They arrive home at 5:20 p.m. So they arrive home 40 minutes earlier. If they arrive home 40 minutes earlier, that means Mr. Lee did not drive all the way to school and then back from school to home. So something is missing. Part of the journey is missing. So therefore, this part of the missing journey allowed him to save 40 minutes in driving because reach home at 5:20 p.m. Because normally it's 6 p.m. but now it's 5:20 p.m. Okay, so this part of the journey cost 40 minutes because he didn't travel this part, the one in red. This is why they save 40 minutes. So 20 minutes from this point to school, 20 minutes, and from school back to this point. Okay, so that means he meets his son at this point, 4:40 p.m. Why 4:40 p.m.? Because the school ends at 5 p.m. So if he save 20 minutes, so 20 minutes before 5 p.m. will be 4:40. So he meets his son at 4:40 p.m. and pick up the son at 4:40 p.m. and back home. This is why they are early on this day. Okay, they reach home at 5:20 p.m. But say another day, the same thing happened. Okay, but this day, Andy walks home before 5 p.m. Okay, that means he goes home before 5 p.m. He goes home before the school ends. But what time does he have to go home before the school ends in order to reach here at 4:40 p.m.? He actually leaves school earlier, okay, and he walked for 1 hour. So after 1 hour, he reaches this point at 4:40 p.m. Okay, and then he meets the father and they go home together. And then at 5:20 p.m. So 4:40 p.m. before 4:40 p.m. 1 hour before 4:40 p.m. is what? It's 3:40 p.m. Okay. So therefore, he actually leaves school at 3:40 p.m. instead of the usual time, 5 p.m. So 3:40 p.m. he walked for 1 hour, and then at 4:40 he meets the father and they go home together at this point. So the normal day, the school at 5 p.m. But this day, he leaves school at 3:40. So the difference between 3:40 and 5, he actually misses school for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Okay, now say we do not know the time Mr. Lee leaves his house, but we know that his driving time and leaving time are the same every day. Okay, just now, the two scenario, we say that, he leaves at 4 and then reaches school at 5 p.m. and then they reach home at 6 p.m. But now we say we do not know the time he leaves home. Okay, but we know that it's the same time, same speed. Okay, and then he must reach school at 5 p.m. Okay, but the same thing happened, the same scenario, they arrive home 40 minutes earlier than usual time. That means if they arrive home 40 minutes than usual time, so that means it could be Andy didn't leave school at 5 p.m. It will be earlier. Okay, so because 40 minutes, that means Mr. Lee's safe time in driving is 40 minutes because 40 minutes earlier, they reach home 40 minutes earlier. So again, the distance they Mr. Lee misses will be this. Okay, so 20 minutes to and 20 minutes back. But we know that because Mr. Lee's schedule and traveling speed is always the same. Okay, so the school ends at 5 p.m. is always the same. So based on his traveling speed and starting point, he will reach this point 4:40 because of 5 p.m. minus 20 minutes is 4:40 because he saved the 20 minutes. But Andy also does the same, walks home for 1 hour. So he walks and walks for 1 hour, and then he meets his father at 4:40 p.m. So what time must he start walking in order to reach 4:40? So because he worked for 1 hour, so 1 hour before 4:40 is 3:40 p.m. So that means Andy leaves school at 3:40 p.m., not 5 p.m. He leaves school before the school ends. So between 5 p.m. and 3:40, the difference is 1 hour and 20 minutes. So Andy misses school for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Okay, if he stay all the way to 5 p.m., that means he will not miss a single minute. But he leaves school earlier at 3:40. So he misses school for 1 hour and 20 minutes.